Well, my father was a very good amateur photographer, and his hobby was playing a guitar and photography. He was an architect. So in childhood I remember having a dark room, my father having a dark room, and the magic of seeing the picture coming out of the dark, and so maybe I was ready for it. But I wasn't planning to be a photographer. I was in art school. I did a 2-week course in photography and took the Pentax camera to a concert I was going to in the Rainbow Theatre to practice my photography for the following week. And I took some pictures of this group called Yes. They were a group in the 70s. And when my seat was high up and like this, and the little figures on the stage, I thought, I wonder if I go down with this camera, maybe they will think I'm professional, like the other people in the front there. And so I went down and nobody stopped me. Now I was in the front taking pictures, and after the concert some people said to me, "Oh, are you professional?" I said, I was 18 by the way. I said, "Oh yes, professional, yeah." And they said, oh, they were going away to do a film, and would I be interested to be the photographer in the venue, the Rainbow Theatre. I said, "Oh yes, I can do that." Of course I couldn't, but I mean I went to college and I said I've got a job, and they helped me to learn in the next week how to process the film, how to make a print. That's when I began my career. It's not actually just portrait. I'm a photojournalist. That's what I consider. I'm a photojournalist. I've worked in a studio though. I can use studio equipment and shoot studio portraits, but basically I'm a reportage person. That's how I look at myself. So that includes portraiture, but it mainly includes, it can be live or backstage or on a movie set or even a fashion shoot, I suppose it could be, but I'm more reportage than a studio. So that Rainbow Theatre started me off on a music career, because the Rainbow Theatre was a concert hall for rock bands in the time. So first day, the group Yes. Next week, Pink Floyd rehearsing. Next week, The Faces with Rod Stewart. Next week, Neil Young. Then some other group, Deep Purple or something. This was a venue full of musicians. And so I started to photograph all the concerts there. B.B. King, Miles Davis, The Temptations, I mean just on and on. For the time that I was a student, I had access to this Rainbow Theatre. And so by the time I left college, because I stayed till the end, I had quite a portfolio, and also people in the music industry, they knew my work. So from then on I was working for the music press. During photographing people on stage, you don't have to talk to anybody. You're meditation. They're there and you're here taking the pictures. But later, when I was doing feature work for the music press, then I had to have a conversation with these heroes and icons, and that was more difficult, very shy. Especially those older, like Led Zeppelin or something, I used to see Robert Plant walking around in the backstage of the Rainbow, but I didn't say, "Oh, hello, Robert, how are you?" I think, you had to. I didn't really start to get to know the artists until I started to go on tours. And my first group I went on tour with was Pink Floyd. Dark Side of the Moon tour, 1974. I was a bit old, I was 21 years old. And I was working for the record cover design group called Hypnosis, very famous. So that's who started me working on, with Pink Floyd, was Storm Thorgerson and Aubrey Powell. They didn't like taking pictures of bands. They weren't interested in pictures of bands, but they had to give pictures of the bands to the bands they were working with. So they said, well, you take the pictures of the bands then. We're doing the covers and you take the pictures, so reportage. So that was my first tour with the big artists. And then after that I was doing many more with other artists. And then when punk began, then I was more the same age as the punks. Because these groups are older than me and the punks were my age. So a little bit easier to have conversations. I remember going into recording studio with Pink Floyd and I was thinking, what, even the click is making a noise, and how close should I get, and is it too intrusive? And I would ask the engineer, can you hear me click? And they, no, don't worry about the click. Or, you know, sometimes when I was working with an artist for the music press, I would go to the artist, maybe I was thinking here about Brian Eno, he was recording. I went for half an hour, took pictures, then I said, I'm going shopping now, see you later, to this artist. And I went shopping. I came back, oh, how are you? Yeah, you want me to make you a tea? You know, that kind of thing. And then suddenly you are more intimate with them than you were when you started in the morning. And by the afternoon, you know, they're waiting for you to leave probably, but you know, if by that time you have, you know, if you're on holiday with people, sometimes you make a connection very quickly. I suppose so, but I don't think, it's not a thinking thing, it's intuitive. Yeah, it's intuitive. It's not something I plan or can have a formula for. It's just, you know, some people, some artists like the camera, and for others it's torture. And so that makes a big difference in what you can do with them. Some don't mind being photographed sometimes, but they really hate it at other times. So again, you're just using your instincts, or they just tell you to get out or something, and then you know you must get out. Yeah.